think Mark Holmes, the son of John Holmes, has ever had Stephen Jones on 4 times on his show? Who in the world is Mark Holmes? Will somebody please tell me?
By the way, King Dick back here, and so before we start this video, I gotta get this mother humping thing out of the way. Mark Holmes is my dinner.
Well, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Everybody's had a great 4th of July weekend, and that you were not putting any fireworks on top of your head. That's a no-no. So we're here doing what we've been doing. Is it 3 years or is this 4? I guess it's 3 years that we have been doing this. Is this 4 years? Let me go ahead. I hear a voice. I hear Troy Daniels. What's up, Troy? How you doing, man?
Doing great. Just enjoying the weekend. To me, it feels like it's Monday.
I have an echo. Hold on. Wait. No, I added a camera, and I know exactly what I did.
Let me get rid of BAM. There we go. Echo is gone. Hopefully, the echo is gone. Brother, can you hear me? Hand of fate. Is the echo gone? I was trying to do a little bit different of a camera because what happens is, Game Time Brian, Game Time Brian is almost like being married. Troy, you know that? Because Game Time, you love him to death and all that, but sometimes he's just a pain in the ass. He'll sit there, he'll complain. He'll be like, well, you got me on such a tiny little screen and everything else, you can hardly see. It's like, okay, wait a minute. So I put a different camera here so that way it's kind of closer to me, and then I'm off to the side, and then that way I can go ahead and blow up the camera with you guys in there. So that way, he won't have that to complain with. But as always, it doesn't matter because he's never going to be happy. So anyway, what was going on over at Game Time's channel today? Do we have any crazy people?
No.
It's been
It was actually a good
conversation. Okay. It's kind of hard right now because I don't know if this is intentional or what, but this has been the quietest off season as far as any kind of news this last 6 weeks before the team's report and all that. We had the Eagle player, of course, stiff the lady of the evening. Sadly, Tyree Jackson in a car accident. But, we haven't done anything as far as free agency goes. You feel like the Cowboys are out to lunch. We're getting crazy stories like I think Mike Fisher was answering some fan site was actually saying that the Cowboys are shopping DeMarcus Lawrence and so on so they can save some cap money. And it was like, no, that one doesn't work
Mike
that way.
Fisher said what we were going to do this year, and it's going exactly how he said. They're not going to do nothing.
Well,
they're going to clear up cap. They're literally doing exactly what he said they're doing.
Well, but but let's pump the brakes a little bit. Yeah.
And then he said, "This ain't even it. Wait till next year."
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I've heard the rumors of the Cowboys might be selling to the Saudi Arabia on there.
Yeah.
That's one of those ones that's like, nah, I don't think that would happen. I think the Cowboys enjoy. It's the gift that keeps on giving. I couldn't imagine Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones without football.
They print money. I don't know why they'd sell it to begin with, but
unless it's just that Stephen Jones this is just not my passion. I can't see that happening. But it's something to talk about. We've had literally nothing this week other than the Dak Prescott boot. I'm actually on the side of saying maybe that was a hoax.
No, I think that injury, I'm not saying he's injured right now, but he's getting older. He's getting into his 30s. He snapped his leg. He's going to have issues with it the older he gets. It's only natural.
I can feel you on that one.
even you, Mark, you got some injuries. You're feeling them the older you get too. So I'd imagine Dak's probably feeling them too.
At this point in my life, it's like if I don't feel them, I think something's wrong.
And I mean, Dak's getting in car wrecks every game, so I imagine he's feeling them even more. So.
Oh yeah, but the question is this something to be concerned about, that he's, not doing much anything other than tight end you? Is this a foreshadowing that this is Tony Romo in the making? Because Tony Romo, people always will say, well, you didn't like Tony Romo. It wasn't a matter of not liking Tony Romo. The reality of Tony Romo got to the point of he just couldn't stay on the field and stay healthy. When you had him and he was playing, like 2015, we were great. But, you couldn't get through one preseason game at that point. So you start looking and saying, for the betterment of the rest of his life, as well as for the Cowboys.
Who's saying you didn't like Tony Romo?
Oh, people are always because I support Dak Prescott.
I remember following you in 2014 when Romo was our quarterback.
Oh my God,
firm behind Romo.
Yeah,
then.
I know, and people were, of course, then you're not a Cowboy fan, you're just a Tony Romo fan. He's a bum, get rid of him, and everything else. Yeah, so the same stuff I get about Dak Prescott, I was getting about Tony Romo. Most people don't realize that it just transferred, and at this point, I think it doesn't really matter who the quarterback is. They're going to get trashed with the Cowboys. And
people keep saying Trey Lance the future. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I think I'd rather trust Cooper Rush. At least I got 4 wins with him. He knows the system already.
And there's a lot to
Trey
that.
Lance hasn't even played a full season.
At all. The bigger question is, if they do give all the work to Trey Lance, is that going to screw us up with Cooper Rush? And Cooper Rush needs some preseason too. Now, there's some people that have the thought of, well, the Cowboys may cut Cooper Rush, save some money, and Trey Lance is our backup. Thoughts on that one?
I don't know how you do that. I just don't.
I don't know how you do that, because if Trey Lance balls out during preseason, the price or what you could get for Cooper Rush goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to advertise Trey Lance to find somebody to take him.
Well, if that's the case, they're not doing anything to make you feel good about it. When you hear Brian Broda say he's slow on his reads, he looks really bad, and this, that, and the other, that's not helping your case of trying to move on from him. You really need to kind of say, man, you need to kind of hint that, Trey Lance is good enough to be the starter. Now we're talking about, he could move into the backup role. Big Spank Dog. Look, Commander fans, shut up. Big Spank Dog, nobody cares. You know what? I tell you what, Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than you've had since Mark Rippon, at least. At least Mark Rippon. Mark Rippon had one great year. Last 32 years, he was better than Joe Theismann. Theismann didn't have a deep arm or anything. Theismann had an incredible team around him. So I don't know what Big Spank Dog is on. I'd like him for the starting role. Magic Elixir would like to have Trey Lance for the starting role or Cooper Rush. I don't know. It's all crazy. But,
you remember how many quarterbacks we brought in and they didn't do nothing?
at least
Rush was steering the ship pretty. He was steering the ship decent when Dak got hurt.
I just wish that we could convince the Joneses that are out on vacation to say, you know what? I would be willing to say, yeah, blow the thing up if you actually did go all in. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be if you went ahead and pushed the chips in and said, you know what, we're going to go out here, we're going to do a whole bunch of 1-year contracts with players and see what results we have. And if it doesn't work, get rid of Dak, don't sign Micah, fire Mike McCarthy, but at least try something. Because to me, you haven't put yourself in a position to win, but you're putting this onus that you got to win. It's like, but you didn't win when you didn't have all the stuff now. You didn't do anything to make it any better.
Mm-mm.
And this is where you kind of start to think that the Joneses are just crazy town. as Brian Brodus said over there. You know, it's like, what are you doing? The echo chamber of disillusion. Oh shit! Here we go.
Hey, Eagles fan 220. We'll give you Parsons if you give us 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, I'm
You can have Parsons for 3
Oh, good
first-round
golly.
picks.
Here we go.
Well, he might be a little quieter this
Beetlejuice?
week because
Just
you know
kidding.
he got me for like 40 minutes last week on a video, and maybe if I say, okay, Leo, we'll do another one if you don't take over the show today as a reward.
I'm not going to take over the show today, y'all. But I will say that shout out to a few people. We're all having heavy hearts right now with Kyrie Jackson. But actually, I'm actually friends with Isaiah Hazel, who was also in the car with him. You know, and so that accident yesterday was actually a personal one for us. You know what I'm saying? As far as like those in my camp, you know what I'm saying? My co-host for the Bird section, GB Dunn.
Yeah.
Isaiah was his cousin, or you know, they were very, very close. You know, Eugene just saw him like 2 days ago. He was over at Eugene's house a couple of days ago.
Damn.
Yeah, I listen, y'all, and I'm not trying to take over or whatever, but let me just tell you, because these are some things you'll never hear about the other people that was in the car. I only know one of them. That was Isaiah Hazel. I'm telling you, Mark, solid kid. You would have liked him. All of you would have liked him. All of you would have been proud of that young man with the direction in which he was going. I mean, solid kid. Like, when I tell you, like, when I say my heart is heavy right now over this loss, I'm not being metaphorical. Like, oh my goodness, I am so disappointed that kid's life was, all of them, all 3 of them, but the one I do know, I'm so disappointed that his life was cut so short. He was a good kid, y'all. All of y'all would have liked him. All of them.
And it sounded like it was senseless because I think they said the person that ran into him had been, speeding a couple of times, twice the speed limit. So, you know, it only takes a second, man, for the world to change.
I thought about you, Mark, when you always, I'm like, Mark's always saying, make sure you hug the ones that are close to you because you never know and all this other stuff. And it's like, well, damn, Mark, every time you say it, it sort of kind of like starts to prove itself in real life in these types of situations like yesterday.
Well, you know, and on the 4th of July, I don't know if you guys heard this one. This was like, what were you doing? So there's this guy who, was it Ohio? But he's loves fireworks, big cookout and everything else, did a whole bunch of drinking and stuff. And so he was lighting fireworks off of his head. And, and he was drinking and he didn't realize that the one he was playing with was already lit and it went off and killed him. I mean, dude.
Stupid is, stupid does.
You know what, Mark? It's funny because it's like when you look at where we are today. My son will be 18. My oldest son will be 18 in August, and I remember telling him when he was a freshman in high school, I was like, you know what scares the hell out of me about your group, your generation? And he said, "What's that, Dad?" And I said, y'all do stuff today
to go
that
viral.
When you're 45, you're still paying for it. Y'all play like crazy big games. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, real. I said, think about it. In all honesty, you shouldn't be there really shouldn't be much that you do at 15 that when you turn 45, you're still paying for that. You know what I'm saying? But you guys do things like your generation does things like send dick pics. That's pornography. That's child pornography. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got to register as a sex offender. You're not thinking. You know what I'm saying? We ain't had those problems when I was growing up.
No, we didn't have the technology and all that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Damn, it's just something to think about when I think about this stuff. And I'm sorry, y'all. It's just You know, and listen, we knew Kyrie too. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, Isaiah is the one that I had the most interaction with out of that whole crew, and it just hurts my heart.
It's sad, man. It's sad. I'm curious. So, how did your crew take to you doing that video with me?
Oh wow. We actually had a meeting.
A watch party. Oh, go ahead.
No, we actually had a meeting about it. You know what I'm saying? No,
They had
we
an
actually
intervention.
we actually had a meeting about it. You know what I'm saying? And they were there was a few things that in particular, like Eugene, wish we would have had gone into some more. You know what I'm saying? So they were cool with it.
Gone
Especially
into
what
about
we
like the
talked about.
Cowboys? You mean about like the Cowboys gone in? What, cutting up on the Cowboys or something? Or
no, like because they're used to this now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I'll be honest with you, Mark. I was so proud. Dan Salio won me over last week. Him and Philly 500. I was so proud of them and how they did you. I thought, and it was just the two of them. And I was like,
what they
Mark
do to me?
is only dealing with two. I jump on his page and I got like a whole gang of Cowboy fans who give it to me. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay.
Nothing,
it's
man.
what we sign up for.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna say that ain't a whole lot that it's like, okay, people are like, why you doing that? It don't bother me any.
You said gang and give it to me. That's.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, pause. Right,
pause.
Okay, my bad. All right, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
What's up, Gina Dallas Diva? You know what I'm saying? Okay. All righty. So we're sitting here. We're 2 weeks and a couple of days away from training camp opening up for the Cowboys as well as the Eagles. My Cowboys haven't done diddly poo. Okay, we ain't done jack shit. We've done nothing. Can somebody else talk? Because I'm looking at Leo as I'm talking about the Cowboys. Somebody else say something. So
I'm not disagreeing with nothing you're saying.
Loyal Cowboy. Thank you, Loyal. Thank you. Okay, now at least I'm looking at a Cowboy fan here as opposed to looking at Leo's shit-eating grin.
Okay, Leo.
So Cowboy fans, keep talking. Okay, we haven't done diddly poo this offseason. Are you worried about this season?
I don't know what to expect, Mark.
Yeah, we don't got enough to win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
We don't have enough to compete on that defensive line to stop anything.
Old men that.
And you were just talking, remember, Mark, about the Super Bowl teams. What is the one thing the Cowboys don't ever have at the same time? We don't ever have an offensive line, defensive line, and linebackers.
You got that
all
shit right.
At the same time.
Yeah, along with a running back, wide receiver, and a quarterback. Okay, we don't. We are that team that says we're going to pack just enough for this trip, and if shit happens, oh well. Position.
That's where all the
flex.
cap money was on that trip. They probably went on.
It seems like that. I mean, are they even in the office?
7-11-1.
I mean, look at all the Super Bowl teams. They always had offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, and can run the ball decent, and good quarterback.
Well, okay, so let's
usually
look
a good
at it.
number one wide receiver.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what.
good in
How
all
about we play an
phases.
exercise here? Let's compare the current Cowboys team to Super Bowl teams of the Cowboys, okay? And we'll go position by position, okay? So let's take quarterbacks, okay? Roger Staubach, 2 rings, 4 games. Troy Aikman, 3 wins, 3 games. You got Dak Prescott. Is Dak Prescott good enough in comparison to those guys? Yes or no? I'm not asking trolls. We're just looking position wise. Is he comparable? No?
Dak is not better than Troy or
I didn't say better. No. Hold on. I did not say better. I said comparable. Do we look at this and say we're a major downgrade from where we were in the 90s or the 70s? So we're just kind of looking at the team. We're going to go through the whole team, position by position, and try and say, where are we lacking? So we can look and say, here's what the 90s had, here's what the 70s have, here's what what we don't have now.
So Roger Staubach, he was known for mobility. He was mobile.
Yeah.
Troy Aikman was known for accuracy.
Yeah.
Dak,
Always
he's
in the
kind of
pocket.
in between. So I would say, keep Dak. I'm not being biased about this, but I'd say I think he's good enough at his position. We just got to have a lot of other stuff going for us.
Okay.
I agree with that.
All
I agree
right.
with it too.
Running back. We had
No.
Tony
Not even
Dorsett.
close.
Okay. We had Emmitt Smith, and now we got an old Zeke Elliott. So we're saying that that's a major downgrade.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe in his rookie year, yeah, I'd say Zeke was good enough, but at this point in his career, no.
Okay. Let's start out with our number one wide receiver.
We all right.
He has talent and skill set, but he doesn't have the intensity and passion that Michael Irvin had.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the dog
I
in
agree
him.
too.
Or we could also talk about like Drew Pearson, or Butch Johnson and those guys too from back in the day. But I don't know that they had the dog in there.
Piece that we could keep to help us win the Super Bowl. I'd say, keep
I know.
him.
Okay, I look at it and say that's not a major downgrade. No, if I'm looking in position by position, that receiver right there, that's as good as what we have. Maybe he doesn't have the dog in him. He's still very, very young. He's still got a lot of career left and all that. But I don't think that that's a major downgrade right there. So I think
talking about CD in comparison to those
Irvin and Pearson.
Yeah, right. The 70s and 90s. Okay. So number two wide receiver, like I said, we used to have like Butch Johnson and guys like that. Right now we've got Butch Johnson or Alvin Harper was in the mix back in the 90s, which was really good at going across the middle, versus Brandon Cooks.
Alvin Harper, he knew his role. That's why he was so good, because he knew that he was a number two receiver, so he was content with that. Brandon Cooks, I think he's okay. He's definitely got the talent. But I don't know if he's the piece that we need at number two receiver. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I would say
agree with
that's
that. And they're both-
I'd say it's a little bit of a
two different
downgrade.
Receivers.
Yeah.
They're both different receivers. One, when Alvin Harper was a taller guy,
Yeah,
Right.
that's the only thing.
and you're looking at Cooks here. He's more of that speedy receiver. So there's a lot of a different
Yeah.
thing there.
Yeah, the big difference in size.
And then he also had like Golden Richards back in the 70s and things like that. So when we start going to number three wide receiver, I think we're dropping off a cliff. I don't think we're anywhere close.
At least y'all honest. At least y'all
Tight end. Now you can compare.
Okay, now so I was going to go
Ferguson.
tight end wise. He has the potential. I'm not going to put him there with like Jay Novacek yet. Shit. Let's see. 70s. Shit.
Mike
You
Ditka.
had Mike Ditka, and then after Mike Ditka, I can't remember. Shit.
Jackie Smith.
Jackie Smith. He has the potential to be as good as those guys, but we're working on potential right now.
So wait a minute, Mark, you're using every Super Bowl team?
I'm using the
90s,
Dallas Cowboys.
80s.
I'm comparing this team to the 90s Cowboys and the 70s team.
Right,
So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Every Super Bowl, every Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl team.
basically the other two dynasties to try and say.
Right.
Because people will go through and say the quarterback just sucks if you change them. But my point is I don't think that you have the talent across the board that you did then. You got two Hall of Fame running backs on those two dynasties with Tony Dorsett and Emmitt Smith.
You gotta have the trenches. You gotta have the trenches sealed up.
That's where we're getting ready to go.
So far, you've proven. If you look at, I've been listening to all of you's answers, and so far it's looking like Wade was right. You know what I'm saying?
Without a doubt, he's right.
So far, yeah.
Okay.
When we go, have to construct the team similar to those teams. You got to get good on the middle of the field on both sides of the ball. They're not doing that.
Now I will say
they're neglecting the defensive line again.
Yeah, well, we're just on the offensive side right now. So when we're talking about right now, left tackle, we can't even put that in the category because Tyler Guyton hasn't played a snap. And center-wise, we definitely can't put him in there, against, say, a Mark Spiknowski, okay? Because he was incredible as a center.
I think Travis Frederick would have had an argument if he would have stayed healthy.
Travis Frederick, yes, would have. Travis Frederick was bigger and more physical. But now you could go ahead.
Put Zach Martin in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Zach Martin, you definitely can put in there. It's comparable. And what we've seen thus far with Tyler Smith, you could say, okay, we're not going to take major steps back on the offensive line.
Mark, Tyron Smith, when he was healthy, and
when Tyron Smith,
prime,
yes, when he was,
any team in any decade, probably.
But Tyron Smith hasn't been healthy like that for really about 4 or 5 years. You remember? See, I don't think people remember how good Tyron Smith was. Tyron Smith used to literally just take his left arm and just throw a guy. And you would see him flying to the left.
He had to have a knee brace on his arm.
Yeah, and once he put that knee brace on there, that thing started going. He had back spasms all the time. He had the knee issues. I mean, he was literally a walking medical report. Yeah, if we had a young Tyron Smith, he's generational. He could go in any of those eras and be a starter. But when you start looking at the offensive line, where we had Larry Allen, where we had Mark Spiknowski, we had Mark Tuinei in there, we had guys like Kevin Gogan and Eric Williams. Okay, I mean, you look. They were big, but they were physical too. Right. You look at that offensive line. You look at, and then you go back with guys like Rayfield Wright and things back in the day. Our offensive line we got 2 guys right now. You have potential, and you got 2 guys that you could say are comparable to what we have there. So if we're keeping track right now, we're saying 3 offensive linemen wouldn't be sniffing the field. The running back wouldn't be, and 2 of the receivers. So is that
right?
6 of the positions?
I don't know about the 70s tight ends when you're talking about that, but I sure as heck would take the 90s tight ends with Novacek and Bjornsson any day.
Well, you have Hall of Famer Mike Ditka was in there and Jackie Slater.
Well, true.
Okay, so
I never got to see those guys.
Yeah. So,
but I'm thinking of Moose Johnston also
at fullback,
a key role for us too. Because
well, you could go back with like Robert Newhouse back with the Cowboys when we actually use fullbacks and things there, but we don't really use
all
that
those
fullback
passes
that much.
Underneath. That Moose would make, and all those blocks he helped us with in the running game. That was very important. And it's the same thing with our tight end class that we had there. Bjornsson was more the receiving type. Novacek was that all-around guy, and he could block. I'd take that tight end class before I take the one we have now. That's just me personally.
Okay, so
Jason Witten, I mean, a lot of people don't talk about him anymore, but I think he was just an overall great tight end.
He was
all the way across the board.
He was till about 2015 is when he started going downhill and slowing down.
He started losing his speed.
He always would get open. He would always be able to find the soft spot.
He could block, he could run routes, and he could always get open, and he can catch the ball. And he was generally healthy.
And see, he was actually was actually a game-changing tight end because once he came through, it was almost like that was the opening for tight ends being this multi-tool, faceted player. He could block, he could catch, he could do everything on there and being that security blanket as well. A lot more, and you look and you say he was became the prototypical tight end that we see now. Now they're just a lot faster, they're a little bit bigger. Now you see, after Tony Gonzalez is about the same time, of course. But now, of course, seeing, what Gronk became, you see what George Kittle has been, you see what Kelsey, where they do it all. And I dare say a great tight end is more important than a great wide receiver.
If we would have had a Super Bowl win with Romo and Witten, then I could go that way and say, yeah, I'd take Witten in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And the guys we had there. But comparing it to their Super Bowl teams, I'd have to go, for me personally, to the 90s ones because that's all I remember. Now, I've seen certain things with Ditka and Jackie Harris and stuff like that.
Well, wasn't the whole premise only in comparison to just only the
Super Bowl teams? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
just to say, just see, do we have enough, in comparison to the eras? I mean, even though the Cowboys, and you look at that, the 90s, you had Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and Larry Allen on the offense, Hall of Famers. You had Charles Haley on the defense. You should have Darren Woodson. You talk about 6 guys that, should be and the coach That would be really 7 people that should be in the Hall of Fame.
I gotta throw the 07 Cowboys in there. Not saying, I know they're not a Super Bowl team, but that
they
team was
were
stacked
loaded
on both sides of the ball. Defensive line, offensive line, wide receivers. They had linebackers. That team was stacked all the way across the board.
I think you had was it 12 or 13 Pro Bowlers that year? That was definitely. I mean, it was because you had.
I mean, come on now. Would you take the 07 Cowboys defensive line or this defensive line?
Oh, the 07 one, without a doubt.
Then you had DeMarcus Ware, you had Greg Ellis, you had Chris Canny, you had linebackers Brady James, Aiken Adele. You're going to take that entire defense over this defense.
Yeah, I'm just. I don't know. Every time I think about that team, I'm mad. Bill Parcells was not the coach.
Yeah, no. That's a nice guy. I think there was 13 Pro Bowlers in that season.
There was a lot that season.
That was the year. We just needed a coach. We just needed Bill Parcells to be the coach.
Ran into lightning in the bottle New York Giants. We just ran into the lightning in a bottle New York Giants.
Because they had Terry Glenn, who was out all year. He said, "Hey, come out and play for the playoffs." What?
Had T.O. had a young Jason Witten. I mean, the team was pretty loaded. They had a young Marion Barber.
That was his best season, 975 yards. They had Julius Jones, who ended up with 588. Romo even had 120 yards.
The offensive line was massive. You had Leonard Davis. You had Leonard Davis. You had Flozell Adams. You had Kyle Kosar. That whole entire offensive line was massive.
Jason Witten was first team All-Pro, as well as Terrell Owens. Romo, Pro Bowler.
2 Super Chats.
Let's see. Russell Red. Houston Texans. We the kings of the Texas now. See y'all soon. And
go
Bobby,
get a Super Bowl first.
Football until
Go get a Super Bowl, then you can say that.
Wow.
You had Terrence Newman.
Texans are had a good year, but go get a Super Bowl ring, then come see us.
Wow.
Y'all can't even get out of the Oilers' shadow. As far as I'm concerned, the only Houston team is the Oilers.
Shots fired.
In other words, there are Texas high school teams that's more important to Texas than Houston, Texas. That's what they're trying to take. In case you ain't.
The real Houston teams in Tennessee right now, for your information.
Listen on this. I forgot about how some of the guys that were on there. Roy Williams, Pro Bowler. Okay. DeMarcus Ware, All-Pro. You had Ken Hamlin, Pro Bowler. Terrence Newman, Pro Bowler. And Greg Ellis.
Wasn't that 44-6?
Huh?
Didn't we beat y'all 44-6?
Shut up, man.
Okay, I was at that game.
I think that was 08. I don't know, 08, 09.
I was at that game.
In the playoffs?
Yeah.
Remember, it was win and you're in. I think it was win and you're in.
It was the win and you're in game.
No, that was not.
Okay. That was in Philadelphia. Remember, Mark?
Okay. All right. I don't remember. Okay. The 40-something beatings, I don't remember. Okay.
It was It was 8-8. We were 8-7. Yeah, we were 8-7, and if you beat the Eagles, we'd be in the playoffs. And we went to their house and lost 44-6 or something like that.
Oh, that was the 8-8 seasons. Okay, we every year that was our. That's what's funny is people don't remember that each of those 8-8 seasons we were 8-7 going into the last week, and we lost to the Eagles, we lost to the Giants, and we lost to Washington in those 3 years. It was just, and that's what I was like. And why are we keeping Jason Garrett?
I thought Jerry Jones
liked him.
That was the year.
For sure. After that
Tony Romo was hurt.
He was a yes man.
Was that the game Tony Romo was hurt?
It might have been.
Okay, that explains it. Because he got hurt and he threw that last touchdown pass to win the game to DeMarco Murray against Washington the week before, and then like 2 days later, Tony Romo was hurt. What?
Yeah.
But that was one we got lost 44-6. Okay, that explains it. Okay, never win when he's out.
No, I think Romo was playing that game when we lost.
That game, Derek.
Are you sure? Because one of the games he didn't play.
And he threw a pick 6 to Brian Dawkins.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, trust me, bro. Okay. I was there, Derek.
I'll take your word for it. I thought one game he didn't play.
No, it wasn't that one.
He didn't play.
It wasn't that one. It was that game.
Sinclair was going to get fired for sure after that third year of 8 and 8.
So too. That was when T.O. was crying. That's my quarterback.
That was an 07.
No, that was after the
That was an 07.
That was after the Giants lost, in the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Don't make shit up.
I remember, and as a matter of fact, Wade Phillips was the coach. I remember looking at the dejected look on their faces when they were getting on the bus to go to Philadelphia Airport. And I remember seeing T.O. walk out. Hey, I remember all that. Very fond memory of mine. Sorry, I didn't want to.
That's December 28th, 2008.
Okay.
That was 2008 when that happened.
That was the next year.
That was 44-6. Was in 2008.
That might have been one of the biggest disappointing seasons because we were coming off 13-3 home field advantage, and then we loaded up. Remember, Mark, we loaded up the team even more. We went and got Adam Pac-Man Jones and Tank Johnson added to that whole team.
Oh, yeah. What's my favorite barbecue recipe? Bobby, email me and I'll tell you exactly. It's actually when I do pulled pork. That's actually.
What up, Game Time?
It's smoking that meat. Russell Reed, we got Cowboys on 11-18.
You heard that?
Emmett and Troy can't help. Okay, Russell, shout out to you for the super chat. Russell Red, okay.
Troy can help. I don't know what you're talking about. Never mind.
He said Troy and Emmett can't help.
Yeah, I was about to
on
say
11-18.
It made no sense.
That's another. I don't know. Washington fans are coming out the woodwork nowadays, and it's kind of like I don't know how y'all think that y'all have any
better than any quarterback Washington has. I'll tell you that.
They were loud and proud last offseason, so it's no different.
Well, I think that they're thinking that now that Dan Snyder's gone, and now that they got
our old
Dan
defensive
Quinn,
coordinator, they're going to.
Who's throwing the ball? Have they picked a starting quarterback?
Oh, there you go. What's up, Leo?
What's good, Game Time? How you doing, Brian?
What's going on, man? I'm sorry, I was muted. I said hi when you said something.
Oh, okay.
It's all good.
Game Time, I gotta
we're sitting here. I was sitting here just listening to your whole crew here. Rate your teams in comparison to their Super Bowl.
Shout out to Chris May.
It's been interesting.
Game Time.
Yeah.
To say the least.
I'm trying to understand if it's my feed or if it's yours. When you're doing your Zoom, it freezes up a bit.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Is that just me, or is maybe it's okay?
Every time I watch, it was excellent the whole time. So I don't know. I didn't see anything. So.
You never froze on mine, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who knows? But anyway, what's up, man?
Any crazy Eagles fans jump on your page?
They've been
Drew
banned.
was there, but he's been very reserved as of late. So he was in and out. He was head to work. So Drew is now a channel member, which Brad is not happy about. But listen, I welcome everybody.
So you got your own Leo now?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Boy, you got a Leo.
Listen, Leo was way more. Sorry, Drew, if you're listening, bro. Well, not that he listens to Mark, but Leo is way more. He's willing to give a little, whereas Drew just doesn't give anything. And
who's going to stop Joe Mixon and
conversation.
Stephon Diggs? We'll see, bro. We'll see. The thing that I always find funny is when a team does really well, and then the next year they come back. Everybody's got the expectations of them being great, and they end up being ass. I mean, I say, see the New York Giants.
See the Philadelphia Eagles.
Because like the Giants. Well, just think about where we were this time last year. Everybody, Daniel Jones had just gotten that $40 million contract. Oh my God, the Giants. Daniel Jones has finally figured it out. We got the right coach and everything else. We're headed for a great season, and then they literally fell off a cliff.
Here's the deal, Russell Red. Here's the deal. The deal is that now you have a target on your back, okay? You're no longer the team with a first place quarterback who could slide it in. Everybody loves you. Now everybody's game planning for C.J. Stroud. Listen, you were the favorite. I got news for you. The Houston Texans in that division are the favorite. If they don't come out of there as a winner, then you have choked. You went out and got stacked. You've got stacked on the defense. You went and got the defensive end out of the Vikings. His name is slipping me. Who am I thinking of? The big stud DN that they got from the Vikings, the free agent.
That we wanted.
Adrian something?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, they went and got him. They got Stephon Diggs. I mean, who haven't they got?
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon. So they are the favorite. They're the favorite over Indy, Jacksonville, and who else is in that division? Houston,
Colts.
Indy, Jacksonville, and
Titans.
Yeah, definitely.
Holly
and
Pierce.
they got and they got Mufasa for their coach. So
dude, they are stacked. So if they do not win a division, then now it's you got a bullseye. Welcome.
Welcome
to the show. Let's see how you handle it.
At least the Cowboys have a secret weapon, having Kellen Moore as coordinator on the Eagles. There you go.
But yeah, just real quickly,
Daniel Hunter. That's
more willing to have a give and take as opposed to Drew. He just wants to. I mean, he's very knowledgeable. Drew's knowledgeable, but everything is no, but it's like
I try to be reasonable.
Sometimes you got to give a little, just to be,
I'll be honest with you.
Both of these teams are not 100%. I think we could agree. I think
Absolutely.
Eagles' strength is way stronger than any strength we have. I think Eagles' offense is way talented. If there's one side, they are heavy. They are talented. There's not one piece of the Cowboys that's as talented as the Eagles' offense as far as talent.
Right.
But how that goes.
But then there comes the other aspect, which is coaching.
Right.
Which is administration.
Right. Exactly.
All those things are a part of it too. It's like when Mark be telling people to pay attention to the contracts. You know what I'm saying? Salary caps, and being at least if anything, at least be accurate about the numbers that you're putting out. Because you could throw a lot of things.
Well, they screw up our numbers the best of them.
I was gonna say, I'll be
59.
honest with you.
Dak's making 60. No, he's not.
Right. I swear to God, if I did not have y'all, I really would think worse about your team than I should be.
They come up with so much stuff that Ronald.
Mark, look,
hang on one second.
Look.
Ronald Davis. It's if you're a channel member, the link is in the community tab, so you have to be a channel member to be able to call in. We country
West
boy.
Virginia country boy. I miss you on my show, bro.
Look, Mark. For instance, let me say this to you, right? From my understanding, I didn't think I thought that the whole explanation about Dak and the walking boot was reasonable. If you asked me, that's the same foot that he had the compound.
It's the same one. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So from my understanding, at least from my experience, having been on boats, when you're someone who has had that kind of injury and you're on a boat, that means the ground is not stable like that.
You're rocking and rolling.
I could imagine how probably like sometime between when he got healed to now, he's learned that when you don't secure that ankle, it's going to blow up. So to me, it just seemed like a smart move to put a walking boot on before you're about to get on this damn boat.
But here's one thing. Yes and no. I could see putting on an ankle brace or something like that, but a walking boot it's like a platform.
Well, now he's come out and said that he tweaked his foot.
Yeah, he said he tweaked it a little bit. Probably a tight end.
I didn't think much. Honestly, I really didn't think much of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, with everything that's going on, you know what I'm saying? It's only July.
He does, doesn't he, Michael? He does make good sense. What's up, Alan Williams? Alan Williams was hitting me hard, Mark. You put me in a
what do you mean
spot.
How? What you mean beating you over the head?
Well, no, Mark. He called me out, and it was basically I had to take. Who would I take, Dak or I just went with the other side.
Or Justin Herbert. Oh,
yeah, I went with the other side, and I have all the facts. But obviously I got some hate mail for that one. Well, but that's what it's about. I don't care.
No, we can. You and I can have that discussion. Another time. But because I've been trying to do some stuff with you, but you're all Hollywood now, and and I can't get you like I used to.
Hollywood, what are you talking about?
Shit, you done blown up, man. You ain't got time for me anymore. You know,
I got plenty of time. You're the man.
The student has become the master. Okay,
No.
He don't need sensei anymore.
Yeah, well, I think I had FJ in my chat today. I blocked him for 24 hours because he just kept coming in. If you have nothing good, there you go. Russell Red. We ain't worried about nobody but the Chiefs and the Ravens. I'm sorry, Cowboys fans. Need to get rid of Jerry Jones to win anything. CJ is way better than Dak. All right.
Yeah, whatever. And you know what? You ain't had Jerry Jones, and how many Super Bowls have you won there, bro? I'm sorry. How many y'all won?
Oh, crickets chirping.
Huh? You know, I remember the first time I went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and the only Texan that I could find in the Pro Football Hall of Fame was J.J. Watt's face planted in a guy's ass. That's the only thing I could find in the Pro Football Hall of Fame is J.J. Watt's helmet smushed on his face in some guy's ass. Okay? Have they gotten anything else in there, bro? Have they gotten anything other than ass and face?
Ray, tell him, Ray.
Oh, my God.
J.J. Watt got fooled by the same play.
Okay.
Cowboy quarterback.
Yeah, really.
I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Now maybe they've gotten something else.
Eastside Harold makes it tough for me to root for the Texans.
Oh, my God.
Mark, I got word that Eastside was in multiple chats the other day laughing at Dak Prescott's supposed injury and walking boot. And I'm like, I was actually rooting for the Texans, but based on Eastside, I hope they get their ass kicked because that's just wrong. That's bad karma. You don't know what you don't know. You can't do that. I don't want to beat the Eagles if they don't have Jalen. I want to beat somebody at their best. I promise.
Russell Red. I used to like the Oilers back in the day, man. Houston Oilers.
I really want y'all to know
what's
that you all sound like us. And then what I mean by that is
God, no.
that I really do think that you guys have seriously underestimated, or you guys are just now figuring out just how deep it goes for Texans fans when it comes to y'all. They can't stand y'all.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think y'all
That's
just now
figuring
out, like, and because I'm only saying that because listening to the way y'all talk.
Well, that's what I was telling
the ugly
fans,
sister.
I'm like, damn.
That's
they
what
coming
I was telling
hard. They coming at y'all hard. You know what I'm saying?
They want what we got. Okay.
Hey, Hallie.
They want some love.
Warren Moon, man. Yeah.
Back in the I used to like that.
I love
Warren. I like Warren.
I was a big
What
Herschel Walker fan.
Was that the House of Pain game, Leo?
Yeah.
Was that the Eagles on Monday Night Football went into Houston or something like that? Was that House of Pain?
Gomez, how you doing?
Hey, Game Time, don't pull us into that shit. I want these Texans fans.
But wasn't that the House of Pain?
I'm not talking. I don't know.
I think Eagles. Oh, okay. All right.
I ain't getting in this, Mark. Game Time.
But I thought all I'm trying to say is you beat the living crap out of them on national television, where they were just having wheelchairs for people left and right. So that was a nasty game. Anyway, it was. I think it was the House of Pain.
But they wasn't talking to me. They was talking to y'all, and I'm just saying, listening to the way all of y'all have responded at some point or another to these Texans.
They're good. I'll give the Texans that. They are good. But I mean, I'm just wondering why they got so much.
We beat y'all's ass with Deshaun that year with CJ.
I don't even know why they're
Russell Red coming in hot.
Hey Russell, I hate to do this to you, man. I'm going to do like they do as Cowboys. And what did that do for the postseason, bro? What did that do for you with Deshaun Watson? But
I'm not gonna understand why the Steelers wouldn't like us.
Sashi Watson. Earl Campbell was a beast, Michael.
Oh, he was, man. The thighs on him. I remember him just like going up and just running through people. But back to the Dak Prescott with the boot thing on. I'm sitting here. We get a whole lot of flack because we're new media, so to speak, okay, or whatever you want to call us. I know people will say you're not media. It's like, bro, media is in the title. Social media means it's a media platform. Whether you consider it legitimate or not is up to you, but it is a form of media. Media being the definition, a way to reach masses in communication. So it's a media. Okay.
Okay. I want to respond to Russell Red. He said they beat our ass with Deshaun Watson. Y'all barely won that game in overtime when he threw a pass to Hopkins.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he beat our ass.
I can't
Yeah, he don't want to have facts.
It wasn't a
don't throw
beatdown.
facts out there.
It was overtime.
Okay.
I get what you're saying, Loyal. If you're gonna say it, at least be accurate. Don't make it sound like
y'all won, but you didn't beat our ass.
Well, again, like Leo's saying, it kind of reminds me of the Eagles '90s, right, where their Super Bowl was beating us, kind of like how.
Oh my God, yes.
Now it's like Houston would always want to win that interstate rival. That was their deal. Let's beat the Cowboys. We lost their inaugural game. I want to say. I think their first game ever was against Dallas, and they beat us.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So what do you want to? I think you get a plate or something. You get some kind of.
Give him a lollipop.
It was such a barn burner. What was it? 6-13?
It's some kind of like trophy that they give for winning. All right, whatever. You got a couple. You got a couple plates. Good.
Yeah. Okay. So
bronze plates.
It's the Texas thing.
So here's what I'm kind of mystified about. The Cody Show. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Here, I heard the dumbest take today because I was watching. They were talking about Dak Prescott going deep sea fishing, and I can't remember his name now. Brother man, kind of skinny, used to be a cornerback, and he was like, "I don't know what they do when they're deep sea fishing, but he might want to stay out of the water and stuff." And it's like, bro.
Oh God.
Bro, wait a minute. Okay. He's not getting in the water. He's on a boat out in the ocean where it's rock. It's like you don't know what deep sea fishing is. How the heck?
Mixed up with deep sea diving.
Yeah. No. I think he should. Yeah, I think that tells you the level of what you're in comparison to, and why you get the reach that you get, Mark. This is the evolution. We talked about this.
But then you'll hear things like, if the Cowboys tag Dak Prescott, next year it would be like $78 million. It's like, bro, you don't know that he can't be tagged? It's like, wait a minute. You guys are supposed to be the worldwide leader. You don't know that. And how many times I've heard he's a $60 million cap hit when it's only 55? It's like, bro, you don't know that they restructured $4 million of that? And here's the one, since dude was bringing up Deshaun Watson, nobody seems to talk about Deshaun Watson is $63 million hit this year, 63 next year, and $63 million the following year.
Yeah.
And in the 2 seasons that he's been there with Cleveland, I think he's got 13 TDs in 2 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, and here's what's crazy. Think about
why is
this
that
for a
not
second.
a bigger story? That's my question.
Hold on. Think about this for a second. When players have gotten the big bag of money contract, right? How many of them have been in a position to actually get get another one? Because think about Carson Wentz got a big bag, right?
Yes, he did.
What happened? He's basically, nobody. Russell Red, you're an angry Russell. I hope you spent as much time getting ready for the hurricane as you have with the super chats, man. Because I hope the hurricane that you're not in Houston there and everything else. Because take care of that though. But I appreciate it. You're gonna push Cowboys hairline back like Stephen A. Well, I still, one thing I can say about my family is we don't bald too much. Now I do. I have lost a little bit here, but
let's go. Keep going. Keep going.
I'm sorry, Derek.
Keep going.
I'm sorry,
me and Lawyer don't like this.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? I've been bald since.
Okay.
I mean, for 20 years, it don't phase me.
No, Russell's
I like my bald head. My wife likes my bald head, so I'm happy with my bald head.
Yeah, I be messing with people all the time.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit home. Oh, he started it. It's not my fault.
Two girls at 7-Eleven was talking about hair, and I was like, "Oh, y'all just gonna talk about hair?"
As long as my head's not like Scottie Pippen's and wrinkled up or anything, then I'd be a little concerned. But I got an egg head.
Oh shit. Okay. All right, we're moving right along. Okay. I got to get my hair cut. You want me to send some to y'all?
It's more like me.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Grows so quick, it's insane.
Anyway, moving right along. It's crazy because the funniest thing I saw was Mike Farello was talking about how many people are out there clickbaiting, and it's a shame. And it's like, you the master of that shit. What the hell are you talking about? We need football bad. We need football bad. Okay.
We do.
Yeah.
We need some hitting.
Yeah. Yeah. There are so many other meaningful conversations to be had than Dak and this whole walking boot thing. Come on. If he tweaked it, then obviously he knows what to do. I don't think there's much to it. I really don't.
Bobby,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll see.
I same thing with, like the whole situation, I think with Jalen and the 95%, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's, nah, come on. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other things we need to be thinking about.
And I think Jalen was, because I'm sure they're not they weren't installing plays from last year or too many plays from last year.
I think he's a part of it. I think
so. It made him seem like if everything is coming at him is new, it made him seem like it's 95%. But it's.
Here's the thing, though.
He was just being analytical with that because I think he's a part of the making of this offense. I think Kellen Moore included him in the making of this. So when he said 95%, it's because he's a part of making this offense. So he can speak to it from because I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? There is nothing in Jalen's character, anything that he has said to me, or not said to me, but just said in public that would make me think that he cannot pick up a new. He's had a new offense every year for like the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally,
which makes you wonder what would he be like if he was going in the same offense each year?
I mean, I'm sure he would. It would just be incredible. You know what I'm saying? You know what I would like to know, regardless of how this may end up. If it's good, I'm hoping that when they hire Kellen Moore, they say you gotta be here for at least 2 years. Like get a kid because you know what I'm saying. Like I would like to see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
Like if I was new ownership and I'm hiring these coaches.
That is if he works out. No, if it ends up being
if he works out, I'm just saying. I get what y'all saying, but I'm just saying like just for the stability. That's all I want, just for the stability.
I can understand that.
Bobby Beninsky, let me answer this super chat. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about autographs at training camp. Basically, the Cowboys have like VIP areas and things like that where the players will get in there. It's kind of a crapshoot if you're going to be able to get there. And usually the players, they make a beeline towards kids to try and get the autographs and things.
Right.
The best chance of really getting autographs is actually going to like the autograph signing shows like I did earlier in April and things like that. And it's going to cost you because like CD and Micah, they're like $175 a piece. I mean, I got this one, Micah, right here to Jobu Sports, but it costs you $175. So I would love to be able to say, yeah, I'm going to get you one. You know, if it happens, it'll be great, but the chances are more slim than none. Russell Red, Cowboys got Jimmy Johnson curse, hire him as GM. Okay, Russell. Well, hopefully, Russell Red. Shout out to Russell Red. We ought to call you Texans Red. Russell Texans Red.
I mean, damn, Mark, he's pretty much giving you like a couple of months worth of.
Yeah, you know, I have no problem with people, you know, just disrespecting my team and paying me while they're doing that. I'm okay with that. I can do.
You know what, Mark? Hey, and look, I put all my bird section videos out. So just because I was listening to you,
okay,
I figured it out. I was like, oh, okay. You know what? Here you go. Here all it is, all at one time. Catch up.
Yeah, you know, if you can't laugh at yourself and things, you know, then you shouldn't be on YouTube because this place it's brutal being on YouTube. I ain't gonna lie, it's brutal.
So look, if you all wanted to know what it was like for me last season to go through the losses and stuff like that, it's on there now because Mark asked what it was. You know, remember when you asked me Was it what was
North
it like
of the border?
losing
I
like we
definitely
did?
will.
Huh?
North of the border, asking if I can grab another training camp. Tell.
Yeah. Oh, Bart, aren't you going up to Oxnard?
Yes, we are. We're going to be leaving here. We're hopping on a plane. Me, my wife, and my 2 daughters on the 4th of August. We'll be there Sunday. There's no practice on Sunday. They have practice on Monday, Tuesday. Okay? Monday and Tuesday. They're off on Wednesday. And then they scrimmage against the Rams on Thursday. Practice on Friday. Off on Saturday, in which case we'll go back to L.A. And then the preseason game in Los Angeles.
Damn.
And then we'll fly back on Monday. So that was the biggest bang for the buck that I could get. I could get 4 practices in a game.
Smart. And announcement, because there's been a change of heart after we reviewed the tape. You know, I am going to actively look to develop a Dallas Cowboys strain because of what you said, Mark. So yes,
Cowboy players could use. I mean, yeah. I mean, Cowboy Blue. I mean, it's America's team, and Lord knows we could need something to calm us down.
Hey, listen, I got you. I'm gonna work on it. You know what I'm saying? Because you were right. It would be
Rodeo Blue. Rodeo.
Here you go. We'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what we'll call it, but we'll call it something. And in fact, I'll let Mark be a part of it.
Okay.
Once we figure out what that is.
You look better in a Cowboys jersey anyway, Leo.
No, I would not. But
I got plenty of them, Leo.
You know what? Okay, see, I was rocking with y'all, but then Cody fucked it up for everybody.
Well, I can guarantee you that there'll be plenty of people in here that are willing to sample it and give you feedback on it when you're ready to get to the testing phase. Okay, I know I love weed. Definitely would be. I'll be the tester. Okay.
I love weed. Be blowing.
Blue Star Kush, says Joe.
Good one, Joe. Blue Star Kush. That sounds good.
Oh, boy.
Kush. I like that. I like that sound. But
all right,
yes,
when you make $1 million, remember throw me a little bone, okay?
Absolutely. I will. I am a man of honor, and I will.
And when Jerry Jones calls you to say, "Hey, I want to make this the official brand for the Dallas Cowboys,"
you know what? Hey,
that'd be funny.
Officially licensed.
You can't turn that down. I know. You can't turn that one down.
Derek, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I first told Mark no. You know what I'm saying? Like Mark, and I said something like, yeah, and if that was to happen, I would be forever cursed and all that. No, I wouldn't. No, let's do it. Now, you know what I'm saying? I had to think about it. You know what I'm saying? So I was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah, if I can do that, that'd be great. You know what I'm saying? And then how funny would it be? You know what I'm saying? The official Cowboy strain was developed by Eagles fan.
There you go.
That would be dope right there. You know what I'm saying? That would be real dope. So I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But we're going to work it out.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said,
yeah.
you
So
can't go wrong. With, there's a lot of Cowboy fans out there that just need an escape.
Well, listen, the NCAA just made it so that they just took cannabis off the banned substances. So college athletes can consume cannabis now. It's not on there. They're not testing for it. You know what I'm saying? They test for all the other stuff, but they're no longer testing for cannabis. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of time with the NFL. You see what I'm saying? Look,
well, the NFL. Well, wait a minute. The NFL's not testing for it anymore.
Yeah, they quit testing for it
in the last CBA. That's how they got 17-game season.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know that? Basically, that was the bone they tossed to the NFL players. It's like, we know, that marijuana, the marijuana there, it's good for the brain and stuff. And because we care about you guys scrambling your brains, we're no longer going to test for marijuana, okay? And speaking of scrambling your brains, how about we go ahead and have 17-week season and soon to be 18? You like that? Yeah, so they ain't testing for that.
So
shit.
it's already implemented.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how
Okay.
Randy Gregory ain't get suspended no more.
Right. Okay. See, all right. See, what I was thinking was there's a implementation year. You know how they pass something, but it's not until the following season that it actually gets implemented.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking was happening. Nice. So it was immediately. And then you think about that should really tone down the number of opioids that teams are prescribing to their players.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Now
can
here's
only
the thing. The players themselves ought to be in this business. They ought to be in this business. They ought to get into it. It's actual real medicine, y'all. And I don't care what anybody says or whatever. And I'm not trying to get on no platform like on this platform with that, but I'm just saying, the way that CTE is playing out on these cats, you know what I'm saying? Junior Seau shooting himself and shit. Like, nah, hell no. These guys need help after, you know what I'm saying? From my understanding, your man Tony Dorsett ain't that good either. You see what I'm saying?
Well, they should have like benefits for retired football players, but they're all independent contractors though, right?
Yep.
Right, yeah. And then
So that's part
think
of the
about it, you
problem.
got to be vested and whatnot and everything. There's a process, like it's when no one's calling out these cats' names anymore is when you start to really see it. You know what I'm saying? Me and Mark talked about this last week. Every play is a car accident for these guys.
Oh, literally.
You know what I'm saying? Like we sit here and like you guys, you guys love your former players, like we love our former players and stuff like that. But sometimes when you see them, look at Earl Campbell.
Sorry, I'm not trying to ignore you, man, but there's a lot of stuff that's going on. You're out. Well, if you're already gone, sorry, buddy. Ray, what you could do is hit the link because you are a channel member and join the chat here. Okay. So here's
Leo,
the actual
like the fridge.
The actual definition is marijuana. Okay, so here's the definition. Marijuana is still considered a banned substance in the NFL, but the policy has become much more lenient in recent years. In 2021, the NFL Player Association changed the testing requirements to ensure that players are only required to test for marijuana at the start of training camp once a year. So
they're still on a banned list of substances. It's just that
they're not suspending you for it.
Okay, yeah.
Unless you're Randy Gregory.
Yeah. Okay. See, no, they need to completely ban it take it off its banned list of substances. These guys need. I mean, y'all saw Max Crosby, you know what I'm saying, smoking on the blunt after the game last year. You know what I'm saying? How many times y'all seen the pictures with Travis Kelce getting the Dutchies from the corner store? You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no secret. We see it. These dudes is being blatant. Like, when they blatant like that, they telling you. And I'll be, like, yo, man, Mark, the Atlanta Falcons issued out 7,000 doses of opioids in one season.
That's insane.
Like in 2017, 7,000. Like they passed, like, damn, for 53 guys?
Yeah. Well, here's what, and this is, shit. What is his name? Damn, he's the NFL Man of the Year. Chris Long. Chris Long basically admitted that, I smoked weed my whole career. Of course, he came out after the fact.
Right.
He's like, you're going to get tested in April. And he said, you pass that test, you're good for the next year. So you stop smoking the month before, drink alcohol, take opioids or whatever, and you're good. Now, Travis Kelce says that he figures that about 80% of NFL players smoke weed.
I believe it. Yep.
Okay. Amid the spreading legalization, recreational,
regardless,
marijuana cross. Kelce told Vanity Fair this week that he is so embarrassed when he failed a drug test, got suspended at Cincinnati. Nowadays, however, he's confident many of his peers are taking advantage of the NFL looser rules regarding marijuana use. If you just stop in the middle of July, you're fine. Basically the same thing he said. He said a lot of guys stop a week before and they still pass because everybody's working out in the heat and sweating their tails off and really getting hit anymore. So
sweating them pores out. That's what they doing.
Yeah. If your metabolism is sped up like these guys are, you know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
Yeah, for me, it'll take 30 days. For them, it could take 3 days.
I was gonna say you got a whole lot probably built up in you, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You sure 30 days is enough?
Yeah. As big as my ass is, No, 30 days. That's the maximum.
Twiz says alcohol kills more than all of them.
Well, here's something funny.
It's official.
Something funny.
There's more people who smoke weed than drink alcohol now.
I'm with you,
it's official.
Leo. My buddy Pete got hit by a drunk driver when he was 7 years old, and he had nothing but his head injury was different. It affected his smell and everything back here, and he'd get these anger fits. And he started developing Parkinson's disease on top of it. He would shake, and he started having heart issues.
Shout out to Bobby Beniski. Bobby wants to know, how the hell does Kirk Cousins keep getting contracts? Because there's not quarterbacks out there, people.
Yeah,
there's not quarterbacks.
He doing he did the Darrell Revis plan.
Yeah, I mean, don't be mad. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Yeah, but I ain't mad at him. Yo, Kirk Cousins got a couple of bags. You understand what I'm saying?
But my point I was saying before, and I kind of lost focus on it, but the fact that Dak Prescott got paid once and has played well enough that you consider paying him again. That didn't happen with Jimmy G. You look at a guy like Derek Carr, do you think he's going to get another big bag of money?
Well, how many people from
you think Deshaun Watson's going to get another big bag?
Not after this.
Yeah.
How many people? I'm taking $40 million a year. That's just me. I'm a Cowboys fan. If Dak is a Cowboys fan, he's made over $250 million in his career, including endorsements. If he signs another 5-year contract at $40 million a year, fully guaranteed, that's $200 million. How much money does Dak need?
I understand what you're saying, but here's the big question, though, Wade. It's still the same question I have all the time. And that's where I literally said, but wait. Do the Cowboys want to win the Super Bowl? Because I don't see them doing anything to try and do that. I said, if I'm Dak, hey, listen, let's go, Jerry, let's sit down, okay? What do you want? I want to win a Super Bowl because that's the only thing I need from here on out. I get a Super Bowl, I'm going to be like Tony Romo. I'm going to be on CBS or ABC or whatever talking.
I don't think that's
okay, I could literally be up there with Tony Romo. Troy Aikman and Roger Staubach because after 30 years, we've won a Super Bowl. If you're saying you're going to take the money and spend it so we can try and get it, no problem. But if I'm going to take a break and you're not going to do anything with it, why would I take a break? It's either about the money or the Super Bowl. And I'm not sure that the Cowboys care about the Super Bowl. When you literally don't have a linebacker on the roster, when you literally have, game-changing running backs that are begging to come there and you won't even have a conversation with them. So if you're saying, Dak, take less money, are they going to do something with it? I don't know that they are. They got enough money they could go ahead and get CeeDee Lamb done and have some money to do something right now. Are they doing that?
And they should be.
No, they're not.
So if Dak was to take like a contract that does, if Dak was to take a contract that paid like $40 million, you know what I'm saying, then wouldn't that be like a step down for him? So that would be looked at as like more of an investment on his part than a team-friendly contract. He would literally be investing in trying to win a Super Bowl.
I'm trying to win a Super Bowl if I'm Dak. My thing is, has Dak gone to Jerry and said this to him? I highly doubt it. He's going to let his agent do all the talking.
Well, I think this is part of the reason why. Here's one of the reasons why the Cowboys haven't done their contracts yet. Is I think they like being in training camp where they can be one-on-one with the player, because right now, if you want to talk to the player about the contract, the agent's going to be there. It's a little different when we're in training camp, when I go over to Dak in the locker rooms. Hey, Dak, Jerry wants to see you for a minute. And you get Jerry gets, Dak in there in the room and they start, hey, Dak, and working one-on-one. That's Jerry likes to circumvent the agents, and he feels like he can get a better deal doing that. And so that's why one of the reasons why I think that it ends up being that you don't see too many deals done until they get together at training camp.
This is why Tom Brady won all those Super Bowls, because he took team-friendly deals. Patrick Mahomes has a team-friendly deal where they can stack. They can stack the cupboards. We can't do that. We can't do that with our quarterback because he's making too much.
Well, that, and you also have an idiot who's also making the contracts, bro.
The quarterbacks that are making that much money aren't winning Super Bowls. Those teams are not winning.
All right. Be that as it may.
But the Chiefs tight end
hold on. But wait. You are putting all of the onus on Dak Prescott and his contract. But how about? But hold on, just listen. Hear me out for a second, because see, this is the thing I have with Stephen Jones is why don't you hire somebody just to do your contracts and deal with the cap? Because clearly you don't know what the hell you're doing, because it's not just Dak's contract. It's every contract they do is screwed up and cost him too much. If you don't if you don't pay Zeke Elliott and blow his contract out the water, how many millions of dollars does that save you every year? If you don't go through and do Michael Gallup's deal where you're paying a guy who was literally going downhill for 3 seasons with a torn ACL, you could have gotten somebody else too. So you're saying Dak Prescott, because Stephen Jones doesn't know how to do these contracts and he keeps paying everybody too much money, why don't you go ahead and say you're going to eat all the mistakes?
No, Dak is the franchise. He is
the franchise. I get what you're saying, but
yes, but he is not a vocal quarterback as far as I'm concerned. I would be in Jerry's office banging my fist on the table telling Jerry, we're not doing this shit no more. We're not doing this. Dak's not doing that.
Well, we don't know what's going on. It may be that Dak is in there kind of quietly saying, you know what, I'm going to wait till the end of this season and see what you do before I think about signing another contract.
No, maybe it's the problem. Those guys are so used to getting what they want all the darn time that they're used to people panning down to them, and no one stood up to them yet. But I agree with wait on it.
And you hear Dak, oh, I'm just a player. Jerry signs the checks. Are you kidding me? I'd be throwing Jerry under the bus if I was on the Cowboys and the franchise quarterback. I'd be like, my owner ain't doing shit. I'm getting tired of this circus. I'd be saying that on live television. I'd put him on the spot.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
You hold Jerry Jones hostage and a bullet to his gun to his head and be like, you're gonna change or I'm leaving.
God damn.
I think he's kind of saying that quietly.
Pretty metaphorically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Listen, it doesn't seem like a contract is phasing Dak at all.
And then I'd scare Jerry. I'd be like, well, Jerry, you can go into the quarterback abyss and just have nothing and just be 5-5. You could have those Dave Campo years, or we can load a team up. You can pay me a reasonable contract and you can stack the cupboard, or I can walk and you can go into the abyss. Pick your poison.
See, you know, sometimes, and maybe Wade, you can speak to Leo, you could speak to this, because they always say never get high on your own supply. But sometimes you can believe the smoke that you're blowing is better than what it actually is. Because according to Brian Brodus, as he calls him, Crazy Town, that they believe that if Dak walks, it's okay because we got Will McClay and he'll just find another guy. We found Dak Prescott as a 4th-round quarterback. We got Tony Romo undrafted. That they've had all this time with stability at quarterback and not realizing how difficult it is. It's been too long since we went through the Ryan Leafs and the Clint Stoners and the Anthony Wrights and all those things that you forgot how bad that was. Because you had Romo and then you got Dak. It's like, oh, well, we can just get another quarterback.
But the franchise is at the crossroads. We're at the crossroads now. It's either we're literally on the brink. We're on the razor's edge of losing Dak and possibly going into the abyss, or signing him and we're going to keep doing the same bull crap.
Bobby Beninsky, stop paying Zeke to be a center.
They didn't find
Shout out
Tony
to him
Romo.
sometime.
They didn't find Dak Prescott. They looked into both of them.
They did,
haven't
right.
found a quarterback since Troy Aikman.
And the quarterbacks that they've wanted between Johnny Manziel, Paxton Lynch, and Connor Cook, you kind of say, and now, of course, trading for Trey Lance with a 4th-round pick.
If Sean Payton wasn't the offensive coordinator, Tony Romo wouldn't have been here.
You're right.
Look, hey, if Dak walks, guys, I'm not saying Trey or anyone else is the answer, but you know what? This could be, after this season, it could be a rough 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. And we'll see how everybody who's been saying, get rid of Dak, I'll take anybody, see how we have some 5 and 11 years to see how that goes.
I don't want that because Dak is going to go to whatever team he goes to. and
that's another thing.
Tear it up.
That's
we go tear it up.
It'll be
That'll
like what New
nightmare.
England fans had to deal with when seeing Tom go to Tampa Bay.
Oh, how dare you put Dak Prescott and Tom Brady in the same sentence? If I said something like that.
I'm saying as a Patriots fan,
watching
just their old quarterback go win one with somebody else.
You don't let a quarterback of that caliber walk unless you got a replacement. It's the same thing when
I agree.
Joe Montana left San Francisco.
They had Steve Young. And when they let go Peyton Manning, they had Andrew Luck. You know, when they let go
there was
of
a succession plan in place.
Shit. He went to Arizona, Hall of Famer.
Jordan Love,
but
Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers.
Right. And you didn't let Aaron Rodgers go until you had Jordan Love. So, yeah, I agree with you 100%. But we're talking about the Cowboys that wait till the last minute to sign people when it costs more money. To be honestly, sometimes I feel like the Cowboys win in spite of the front office, not because of it.
Right.
They literally hamstring us.
They turn around and lose? Come on.
Right.
Then they turn around and lose? They don't pan out as a team during the playoffs.
No, right. But okay, let me rephrase that. The fact that they're actually able to make the playoffs or to be in playoff contention, how many things do you honestly look at with Jerry and Stephen Jones? You say, we're there because of them. I can look there and say, Will McClay and the scouting department finding these diamonds in a rough that are dirt cheap, the fact that your kicker was literally the USFL and you signed him and he's ended up being all pro, the fact that you got your right tackle as an undrafted rookie free agent, that you found stud offensive lineman. It's not that the Cowboys have been out doing, Eagle things where we're getting players and bringing them in here and building a great team. It's all because you've got decent players that are good enough to compete.
That's true.
It's not anything that the Joneses have done. Hell, if anything else, you chase away the good talent. Russell Red, a $5 chat. Respect to your podcast, brother.
Cowboys.
I like what y'all doing, talking about. So I subbed up. But hopefully I'll talk about more than the Cowgirls. But again, respect, boss. Well, you know what? If you become a channel member, you can come in here like Leo does as the anti-Cowboy fan and tell us about ourselves. But I appreciate you subbing up, Russell. We'll definitely be talking about the Texans because we got Eastside Harold, who's one of your people, who's always in here. And he's always macking on my daughter, too. Always. He's got no chance in hell.
I'm married, bro, so I'm good. That part's handled for me.
Oh, trust me, my daughter is way too young for you.
Exactly, yeah.
Way too young. Okay. Zeke and Pollard had over 1,000 with Kellen. Yeah. Sighton tropes. Will McClay allows the Joneses to be lazy. You right about that one, Sighton. You are very right on that, Twiz, that both of those guys did have 1,000 yards, or Zeke was almost 1,000. But the thing was, when we got to the playoffs, they didn't get 50 yards between them.
One of these days, Will McClay's going to jet.
I'm surprised Will McClay hasn't jetted before because
Will McClay has the perfect job. What do you mean? He can't get fired. We're going to go to another team and put together a terrible team and get fired?
No,
yeah,
but
Will
to be able
McClay,
to have,
he got the dream job, dude.
There's no why would you go be a GM where you can get fired? I'm sure his pay is GM level right now.
I don't know.
So
with
why
the
would you take
Cowboys.
another GM job?
And then they don't told Will McClay, you don't got to worry about nothing. Tuition. I'm like,
Okay.
if I was Will McClay, I'd be like, hey, he's going to TCU. I know you know the president of the school. Hey, just tell him, hey, I'm cutting the check for Will McClay's son for his tuition. I know you. I know you his golfing buddy. I know y'all have drinks together. Hey, cut the check.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't messed up with it.
All right. Okay. Well, we're coming down the home stretch here. We got 5 minutes left to rock this funk. Separate the good stuff from the junk. 2 weeks left. Will the Cowboys make a move for anything in the next 2 weeks?
No. Stay in the course.
Only move.
Not even a bargain basement side.
We're gonna go with what we got.
Texas to Oxnard.
They're all taking $100 bill and setting it on a roulette table and getting better results.
Yeah, if anything, they probably sign one of them players during training camp in Oxnard. If anything,
They'll start signing players during training camp when people start getting cut on other teams and all sorts of stuff like that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that's when they're gonna do it. Doing training camp.
Well, I know one thing. They need to work on CD's contract first before they go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't want that to be a protracted holdout where we're just sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting.
Watch them sign none of these guys this season. Watch them extend none of them.
Well, it wouldn't be a surprise. Russell Red, shout out to respect to the Eagles. You got Jalen Hurts in H-Town product. All right, so we got the Texans congratulating the Eagles, man. Damn, that's some scary shit. Damn, we getting tag teamed on my own channel. Eagles fans and Texans fans. What the fuck is going on around here?
Well, see, here's the thing, right? You got to understand. I can't really say anything too bad about Houston only because, look at who their coach is. It's, D'Amico Ryans. And in Philadelphia, D'Amico Ryans is called Mufasa. You know what I'm saying? He's beloved here too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll be honest with you. It's like, I like him. I'm rooting for the brother. You know what I'm saying? I like that they take the shine away from y'all. I like how they coming at y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm all for Dallas having another thorn in their side. And good for Mufasa. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for him.
I'm gonna have to do something when I go out to LA. I'm gonna have to go to Pink's just for Asman. Okay, he is like Pink's hot dogs. It's like every week he's talking about Pink's. I'm gonna go there, okay, and I'm gonna order a hot dog and do a video just for Asman from Pink's. So hopefully he can get it out of his system, and hope that I don't get ptomaine poisoning. Cowboys versus Texans for the state supremacy. Okay. And watch both of our asses will be sitting home watching the playoffs. But we got the state. Okay. All righty, good people. More haters, it's like a badge of honor. You're right about that. I got tons and tons of haters. Well, good people, I've got some work I got to do here, and I got to make sure Mama's happy. And we'll be back tomorrow evening, 9 o'clock Eastern. I don't know. Are we doing something again this week there, Leo?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I'm saying?
Is Game Time Brian still here?
I don't think so.
Did he leave? I mean, he comes in and he just kind of hangs and doesn't talk too much.
He good. You know
okay.
At some point or another,
him and I have to go at it. It has to be a cage match here.
Yeah. Well, look, I just want to say I was very proud of Philly 500 and Dan Salio and how they were, they took it to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? They took it to you. You know, they got you good. They got you really good.
Like I said, I'm biding my time.
I'm
letting them write the checks.
You know what I'm saying?
And if the Cowboys, if the Cowboys win that game, and I get Michael Irvin and me SmackDown against Dan and Philly 500, ooh, that might break the internet.
That's what I'm saying. I see how you're aspiring to that. I see how you aspire to that. I'm listening to the things that you're saying, especially in the manner in which you're saying it. You know,
kill him with kindness.
Okay. You sound like Stephen A. Smith.
Just beat me. Oh man, you know what? Oh, you're right. We just suck ass. I'm just saying. Let me come in on a Wednesday after the Cowboys wore that ass out with Michael Irvin. Yeah. Okay.
Listen, do you not understand the implications for me if we were to lose that game in November in Dallas?
You'll be okay.
Especially since
it's not like losing in Philadelphia. Your life is not going to be at risk.
No, listen. I'm gonna say it again.
I'll be giving you a hard time, Leo.
Right. Listen. Listen to the question. I'm gonna say it again. Attention to detail. Do you guys understand the magnitude of the implications for me if we lose that game in November? Because I will be on site. That means I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna be with Wade. Do you understand the hell that I have signed myself up for if we were to lose?
Leo, we're not assholes like Eagle fans.
You want to come in our front yard?
No. Listen. The fact, I'm saying it to you that way so that you and the audience understands that I know fully well what I signed up for.
Boom.
Okay.
I forgot. I got to do a drawing here. Shout out to Bobby Beninsky. At least Saudi Arabia has money to sign.
Peace, Bobby Beninsky.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
All right.
But the fact that I made that commitment and that
Russell doesn't win, it's rigged.
It could be a bad night for me because if I go to that game,
Holly Pierce.
It'll be the fifth time. If we lose to the Eagles,
Holly Pierce is our winner. Holly.
Eagles game.
Email me, CowboysMark94
which is why I want you to be there, Wade, because I remember you said that. I remember you said that. Come to the game. I'm gonna be there. Wait, come to the game. I'm gonna be there because I'm feeling like I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling like it's gonna be a blowout.
Coyote,
I'm predicting a blowout.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm saying it right now.
You're predicting the Eagles are gonna blow us out?
Momentum, just to give you something like to chew on. You understand what I'm saying? Like Leo said
that you're going to blow us out?
Blow us out. Yes.
I'm going to stay kind of low key because, see, that's kind of... I mean, I could actually, save that and just kind of say, just keep playing that. Put that on repeat. We're going to blow you out. We're going to blow you out. We're going to blow you out.
The material I am giving you right now, if we lose that game, this is all material.
Well, you need to start smoking now.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's what... I'm like one of the type that once I make that commitment, I go all in, and that's what this is right now. But I don't know, Leo. We're gonna blow y'all out.
I want to say this. I'm gonna go out on a limb this season.
I'm gonna see you in the hospital. We gonna get
everything the Cowboys have not done. We gonna make it to the NFC Championship this year.
Wow.
I'm gonna see you in the hospital.
Wow, you really think that?
Yes, sir. I'm going out on a limb because the Cowboys gonna make some more moves during the training camp period. I guarantee you that. I have such with the pieces we already have in place. Remember that the Dakota Show said that the Cowboys will make it to the NFC Championship. I didn't say we was going to win it. I say we're going to make it to the NFC Championship. Okay? But by then, I could tell you if we're going to win it.
Wow.
Yeah, but Cody, understand something. I have that Plus, I have to. I have the who's going to have the better season bet with Edwin, right? Mark.
I think
The
so.
jersey,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah, the jersey bet. Yeah, because you guys
You know
got y'all got
so I'm
ugly.
on the hook to have to buy. If we don't have a good season, if we don't have a better season than you guys, I'm on the hook for a vintage jersey. And it has to be a Cowboy.
It's okay, man. You're gonna make a fortune off the cowboy blue.
I want to see you with one on.
That's why I mess with you, Mark. You're right. You're right. But I'm taking my bold prediction. You know what I'm saying? My bold prediction is when I come to Dallas in November for the game, that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to blow you out.
All right. Well, there we have it. Bird section. I think it's some bird shit myself, but okay.
If we don't blow you out, we're at least going to win the game.
All right. So, Holly Pierce, you are our winner. And we going to get up out of here because we've been here for an hour and a half. And there's other people that need to get onto the internet. We don't want to take it all from everybody else. So I appreciate you guys as always. You guys, fantastic supporters. Oh, and one other thing too. I was checking about the brick campaign. Okay. Shout out because we've got about 15 people that have actually are helping us to get the house on the natural registry. They bought bricks and stuff that are getting customized. So I think the first order of bricks are going to be actually the order will go in on Monday. So those are going to be engraved, and we're going to get started working on our brick walkway. So shout out to all the people who have gotten their name and stuff on there. We're getting closer and closer to being able to try and get this place registered. I appreciate y'all. And for